Greg Vincenti. I'm a branch manager at Hilliard & Lyons, a Louisville-based investment banking firm. I coach St. Albert soccer. One of the first things about the opportunity to be in this coaching symposium with Ken Lola is to see behind the curtains a man that runs a fabulous program and has been a tremendous success. To have an opportunity with that much time and attention to see how he orchestrates his team, his practice sessions, and take away from that some of the key components of his success has just been a wonderful gift. Specifically, one of the first things that impacted me when he talked about, are we developing a culture in our program? Not just coaching, but a culture. And I gave a lot of thought to that. What does that entail? And watching Ken and listening to how he incorporates a greater sense of purpose in his coaching to develop young people into leaders gave me great insight as to there's so much more to coaching than just blowing a whistle and running plays. When we were on the on-field training sessions, we got an opportunity to watch effective use of time. As a coach, you are limited to how much time you have for practice each week. And the proverbial question is, am I making the most effective use of that time? What I watched with Coach Lola is every minute on that field had a purpose to it. And from the number of touches they expected in the first 5 minutes of warm-up to specific drills, and those drills were designed for an outcome that was predetermined before that practice. Watching how all of this was orchestrated, watching the attention to detail, the technical aspects of these training drills were very, very helpful. One of the interesting things for me, especially because I teach and coach young kids, is watching the attention to detail in the fundamentals and the technical side of coaching, and how that grows as they grow older in age and their physicality improves. But that foundational piece is so key, and we had a lot of attention around that in this symposium that have been very helpful for me as well as a lot of the other coaches. When we broke for lunch and Coach Lola addressed all of the coaches in the amphitheater, to me that was the highlight of the whole experience, because at that point he presented such an incredible insight as to the real key around coaching. He labeled it basically it's the paradox of being all you can be, so you can be all you can be for the players, so they can be all they can be. And we often lose sight of, it's not just about making the players all they can be. We as coaches have to be all we can be. And what does that mean? And what Coach Lola explained to us is it's living in integrity, being accountable for everything that you want from your players has to start with you. You have to live and breathe your mission and your expectations of yourself first and foremost before you can ask any of your players to be what you want them to be. So to have that insight into how he builds this culture around excellence, but it's more than just what's on the field. It's about giving back to the community. It's about setting goals. It's about who you associate with, what books you read, what is it that you do to inspire yourself, and how do you support and help others. This was all so wonderfully served up in his own words that he lives every day. One of the advantages of seeing the national staff members on that field is their worldly experience. They've been in so many different levels of success in soccer, and seeing how they see the game, their eye for the technique and the technical aspects of play was really, really interesting to see, and a great advantage to all of us coaches. Definitely will be attending this year's symposium. There are many reasons for it. I think the biggest reason is I want to learn what Coach Lola has learned these past 52 weeks since the last symposium. Knowing him, knowing his passion for growth and his love of learning, there's so much more I can learn from this exceptional coach. There's so much more I can see from what he brings to his program and try to replicate it as best I can with my young players. I recommend it highly to anyone of any level of coaching. It doesn't even have to be soccer, because the fundamental tenets of coaching apply to all sports. And Coach Lola is one of the finest examples of a coach of any sport I know. His commitment to community, his commitment to his players, his unselfish attitude, and his devotion spiritually in helping these young men grow as individuals and leaders, and the gifts he gives to this community, and his unselfish efforts to help all. He's one of the true blessings of this community, Louisville, and our entire national soccer program.